Hello everyone, I'm early, yeah, a minute early, usually I'm late. I'm sorry I look like this, just took a bath. I hope you're all doing great, I'm amazing, I have 2 weeks off. Ah. 2 weeks, no work, it's so weird, only YouTube in those 2 weeks. Yeah, I got some news here. We're gonna go through what happened the last few weeks. What's gonna happen in the next few weeks. There's special things coming. It's awesome. Yes, and what else? Yeah, that's it. I hope you're all doing great, like I said. Hey, Whittaker's here. G's here. He's awesome. Grow M, you're amazing. ID.4, or it was ID.5? I think ID.4. Yes, I have the GTX version of the ID.4 of the new version here downstairs parked. I did a range test today. You're gonna see it in the next, either tomorrow or the day after. We'll see if tonight I can finish the editing. My Patreons and YouTube members will see it right away when I'm done. The normal folks get it a bit later. Always have to do advertising to support the channel. They're awesome. They support me. They get all the news first. I make special videos for them. They're so nice. I appreciate them big time. And Photostorm is one. GrowM is one. G is one. Whittaker, I'm not, if you have the same name. The thing, it's so nice and easy here as a YouTube member that I see that they're green and have a little icon. And Patreons I have to remember, and if they have a different name on the platform than they have on YouTube, then I'm totally have a problem here. But let's go through some news. Where are we? We are here. Number one is this, that Ellie, who's a company from Volkswagen, has started a dynamic electric contract. So if you have the charger for home and you have a Ellie contract, you now can have a special contract where depending on how the prices are during the day or during the week, you can set it that it will charge your car at that special time, so you get it cheaper. That's awesome. I mean, UK had that for years, that at night is extremely cheap power, and during the day and around evening when everyone is cooking, it's very expensive. And that's awesome that you can plan in your car, which didn't work in Volkswagen for a long time, and since 3.2 I think it works, that you only charge in special time, so it's cheap. That's awesome. Next, Tesla has announced, you remember then Tesla said that there was the rumor that when Tesla fired 10% of the employees, that the supercharger team that's in planning on new supercharger locations and everything was fired as well. And now Elon Musk said on X or Twitter, whatever, that they're gonna be investing in 2024 $500 million in the supercharger network for new charging stations. And this doesn't include the maintaining of the existing one, he says. So don't worry, there will be chargers, which is weird because not a long time ago he said that there won't be no expansion of the supercharger network, but the maintaining is gonna be perfect. So I don't know what's going on. Then Xiaomi, I just read it, it's not very interesting. The SU7 Xiaomi will be starting production in June, and it's gonna be in 2 shifts. And I've seen that the car will not be available outside of China in the next 3 years. It's not planned to be outside of China, which is weird. So no news for us then. Next, the Tesla factory in Berlin. If you have followed that, they wanted to expand, but the public, the people living in the area were against it. There were demonstrations against it, that it will be expanded. They thought it's good enough, big enough, and that there was a rumor that the water is not very clean that comes out of there. But nobody ever said that it's really true. And there was also an attack on a power line to the factory, where the factory had to close for a week, which is not nice. And But now the Berlin, whatever politicians have agreed, they can do their expansion, so they can build more cars and do more at that station. Next, which is wow, I had no idea that in the US that there's an import tax on cars, electric cars from China. It went up from 25% the tax to 100%. So if you buy an electric car from China in the States and they send it to you and it costs 20,000 euros, dollars, then suddenly it costs 40,000. Wow. And there was a pressure on the EU, and then a few countries are for this tariff and a few are against it. And it sounds like that it's going to be a 30% tax on electric cars that are coming from China. And that doesn't mean from Chinese companies, it means built in China. So, for example, Polestar or the Volvo EX30, that's stuff that can happen. That 30% is a pretty good big increase, so we'll see. Then next, Porsche will started in Leipzig the manufacturing of the new e-Macan. If you have seen the data, it's an SUV based on the same platform as the Taycan, same 800-volt system, really great. It's an amazing car and also should be, as far as I know, almost the same platform as the new Audi Q6 e-tron, which is also pretty amazing. But that sounds very, very cool. I'm not a fan of Tesla and Elon Musk, but those protests against the factory are really, yeah, it all depends what the protests are for, but the power line thing was of course way too far. The tariffs in the US are crazy for cars from outside of the country. I mean, it's always like this. I mean, in one thing I get it. So if stuff from outside the country is more expensive, then hopefully people try to build more in their own country and then more employees and stuff like this. So we hope it's like this. Then the 2025 Volkswagen ID.Buzz comes to the States with the 91 kilowatt hour battery and up to 335 horsepower. So it will be the long wheelbase that will come to the States of the ID.Buzz with the new battery. The ID.7 will have the same one, and the Tourer 86 kilowatt hours usable. 91 is the gross capacity. And then, yeah, here you can see it, 7-seat rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, everything is there. I thought it's already available in the States. Am I wrong? Was I wrong? I thought it's there for a long time. I thought so. So, and then we look at the Ionity map as always. Look at Britain and building and building and building. That's awesome. I like that. Denmark is done. Sweden, not a lot going on. Norway, not a lot going on. East of Europe, a bit. Yes, it's going a bit. Let's see. Italy is done. Italy is the only one who has two that are not working. So that are closed, whatever. Spain is getting full. Portugal is doing it. Look at France. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's the same as, look at the Belgium and the Netherlands. Also amazing. There's a new one here. That's awesome. Where's Eindhoven? Did I drive there? No, that's north of where I was. And then Germany is still building. Yep, but not anything close by. And the routes that I take, but it's fine. This one here is not important. This one here maybe if I have to go to Wolfsburg. But this is, I always say it's in construction for a long time. But it's a great map. I would love the same map for Aral Puls, because that's also a partner from Volkswagen where I can charge cheap, the same price as Ionity. I could just never find a one where I see Aral Puls. There's a great app for the phone where you can see fast chargers, but it's not for web, for the browser, and then I can't show you. Wolfsburg had 5 Ionity sales, and yes, that's just... I don't know why, there's no one there. and all the Volkswagen people, they can charge. It's also not a way to drive through. It's just, hey, we're Volkswagen and we have 5 Ionity chargers. That's what it is. It's just weird. What do you think of the BMW iX1? Still a good buy. I've made videos about the car. I've tested the iX1 in November. Not a bad car. I just had the iX2 and the people are having the same opinion than me. Nobody watched those videos. They have almost no views. Nobody cared about the iX2. I made 5 videos or so. I even did a charging session, but I don't think it will work on that video because it's for nothing. Nobody watched the review and everything. And I also myself, I didn't like it too much. The software is great of BMW. I'm pretty sure the iX1 has the same software. Great features, works pretty good. The infotainment system in the iX2 was a bit laggy, but still okay. Great app, great features when it comes to this. Power on the all-wheel drive version is great. I can't remember if the iX1 was the same, but this iX2 was very, very, very jerky and wasn't nice to drive. I drove the i5, the i4, the i3, the iX3, the iX, and the i7, and all of them drove great. The iX1, I'm sorry, I'm honest, I don't remember. I had it for a week, and I would have to watch the video again. I really don't know. But this iX2 was very jerky because everything was very sensitive and very light. The steering, the accelerator pedal, and also the suspension. And even the self-steering cannot handle it. So the steering is very, very light. When you put it in sport mode, it's a bit better, but also extremely light and extremely sensitive. A tiny movement and you're going in directions, and the accelerator pedal is the same. When you touch it a bit, there's acceleration, you get a bit off, you're slowing down, and so the whole drive is you have to be very sensitive. But then, and you say, hey, you can learn that, and that's true, but the problem is when you go over a bump, the suspension is also not extremely comfortable and a bit jumpy, and so if you go over a bump or in a corner, you might do a bit too much, and then everything becomes jerky. It wasn't a good drive, and this is weird for BMW because BMW is famous for a great drive. And the i5 that I drove the week before couldn't be any different. I mean that the infotainment system worked better and had more features, and it has no lag. I get it. It's an i5 and more power. It was the all-wheel drive 400 horsepower version, but the steering was completely different, and the acceleration, of course, the suspension was way more comfortable. But even those two other things, yeah, it was just weird. The steering was so soft that I said it in the video, it's made if you have a tiny little car that you drive around in a tiny Italian city, and it has to be extremely light so you can go around the little things there. It wasn't nice. I need to blow my nose. Where's a tempo? Do we have a tempo here? I don't think I have one here. I'm coming back in a second, but you can still hear me. Yep, I have to go down here. Where are we? Oh, there we are. I need a tempo. There I am. Oh. I'm back. I'm running. It's dead air, as we call it in the media world. Yeah, oh, have you seen? I sent the chair back that I got the last time we had the live stream. I had a new chair, and after a few days, I just noticed it's not comfortable. It's very back, so if I work, I have to put something there, and it barely moved, and it was just all. Why would I pay 160 euros for something that's not good? So I sent it back. I haven't got the money back yet. I wonder if they bought the platform of the iX2 in from China. I have no idea what platform. Tempo is a tissue. That's true. We call it Tempo in Germany. It's the brand. It's like Kleenex. It's the same. The statement of the Ionity CEO saying they don't want to expand in Eastern Europe because there's no market there and they're not interested tourist destination is so disrespectful. It is disrespectful, but I think they do their market research, and putting a charger somewhere where it's not needed is or barely needed is a lot of money. If you know a 4 charger charging location costs €1 million, around that. I mean, it gets cheaper, I'm sure. That's a lot of money, and you need that money back with charging. And if there are not a lot of people going there, I mean, everybody knows when they go, the traffic is being counted. They know how many people go on what road, where, and they know how many electric cars are in every country, and how many use the charging system. That's with everything. I mean that he says it's all Eastern Europe. That's a bit rude, but I'm sure there's always locations where okay, here, I don't know, in this part of Germany, you don't need a charger because nobody will charge there, for example. Stuff like this. Hey Darren, how are ya? It kind of makes you wonder if BMW set up iX2 to be a city car. It's quite a large car. It's not that big, by the way. So if you've seen my review, the trunk is a good size, but the rear seats don't have a lot of space. It's not amazing. Can't type. What else is there? What he thinks is more expanding. So a few, but not, I don't know, 20 or something in every country. I think it's more about that, how many. Yes, we did. Are we done with the news? Yeah, we were done with the news. Are we? I think so. Yes. Let's talk about what happened in the last 2 weeks since we saw each other. I think we saw that iX2, I just got it. Won tickets to everything electric. I don't know what that is. Is that the thing, what's the YouTube channel does every year? Is it that? I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. Yes, the iX2 left last Monday, and just use Tesla in these countries. Also a good idea if in these countries Tesla chargers are open. They're not open in every country for other brands, because again, then Tesla has to change software and everything. Not every country is supported. It's also something. Then the Volkswagen Id.4 GTX all-wheel drive. That's right outside of the outside here, parked, plugged in, but not charging. It's already at 80%. Arrived. The fully charged show. See, I wanted to say that. Everything electric show done by fully charged. Look at me. That's what I meant. But of course, I didn't remember the name and and all of this stuff. Next weekend. Oh, that's good. Have fun. He was asked by a Romanian YouTuber why there's not a single Ionity charger in the whole country, and he replied like that, considering the Tesla chargers are always full and expanding like crazy. Yeah, it's not nice, but don't worry. If he thought that they could make money there, he would do it. Why would you go to an electric show? Why not? If it's to get electrocuted, if it's fun, why not? So Cybertruck is there next weekend too. Oh my God! Of course it is. Where was I? Yeah, and the ID.4 delivery, that was fun. So I was called this time. I was called because I complained to Volkswagen that with the ID.4 Pro I wasn't called when the car is arriving. Someone called on that day, hey, I'm there in 10 minutes, and then it was at the wrong location. On the delivery and on the pickup, both didn't call before, the day before, as everyone else does when they bring me a car. It's a public holiday. That's awesome. We have one tomorrow in whole of Germany, and then next week on Thursday But this time somebody called the day before and said, hey, he's coming tomorrow at 10 to 12 in the morning. And then he called me at 12. I'm sorry, I charged the car overnight, but the car didn't charge. And then I drove the wrong way. The navigation sent me somewhere wrong. I don't know if that's true. That's what he said. So I will be there at 2:30. And I said, I'm here only till 2:30, then I'm gonna leave. And then, I will hopefully not waste any more time. I want to be there at 2:30. And then at 1 o'clock, I called him again, and he said, I'm sorry, I just was at a VW charger, and I had to charge at 4 different stalls. It didn't work, but now it's finally working, and I'm gonna be there at 3:15 p.m. So I have to wait here for 45 minutes, where I usually would go home. Luckily, Cindy drove with Hank, so I didn't have a car anymore, because on that day the iX1 was being picked up, and it was in the morning, so I was without a car. And I don't think it was bad Volkswagen navigation. What he explained to me is the route that it is, but he didn't know what to do. When you come from Wolfsburg, you have to go down and then a bit up and then go a different highway down. If you go this way, it's longer. And he, I think, drove this way and thought this is wrong, and then drove back a longer way. So he drove the wrong way. That's what I understood. He told me the names where he was, and I know that I've drove that way many times, and this is how you have to drive. And it's the shortest way. I always had to wait for parcel deliveries. No, it was okay. But then I had to wait 45 minutes at work till he arrived, and then car was dirty, full of bugs and everything, and almost empty. He arrived with 9% because I told him I don't need it clean, and I don't need normally they deliver it clean, so just from a car wash and with 80%. And I said I don't need that. I need to go home. And then I thought he arrived with 20% and I can just go home, but he arrived with 9%, and I have to go home on the highway right now anyways, because a bridge in Passau is being repaired, and then on the way out where I usually drive, I can't drive, so I have to use the highway. And there's Ionity anyway, so I charged for 5 minutes to 25%, and went home. So that's okay. I'll survive. So I waxed my car today. Should go further now because it's very slippery. That's awesome. Charging test I filmed today. I also did a range test with the ID.4 GTX today. It was a great drive. Everything was awesome. And yes, it was a good test. Range was okay. I expected a bit more. I didn't think that all-wheel drive that's turned off anyways, it would make this impact. It's not a big impact, but it's an impact. And I want to, of course, compare the Pro to this. What was the difference in temperature, speed and everything. But I have to do that in editing, and you'll see that video soon. Like I said, channel members and Patreons will see it way earlier. I try to do it tonight. I doubt it, because I will go to bed at 10. Tomorrow I have to film again. Tomorrow I want to do the review of the ID.4 GTX. Then Thursday it's office day. Like I said, I have 2 weeks off. Wednesday I'm gonna not do anything. Cindy is home as well. Thursday I wanna film 110 kilometers an hour range test, hopefully, or on... We'll see with the weather. Maybe I do it tomorrow. I don't know yet what I do when. And then I want to do a long distance trip as well. 500, 600 kilometers to see with charging how it is. And I did a charging test today too that I have to look through and see if it's any different than the old ID.4 GTX, if they changed anything, because some people say it should be different. And it should have the charging curve, the 4Motion, only all-wheel drive without the 250 kilowatt, only 210 kilowatt should be the same charging curve I have heard. But, so this will come soon. The ID.4 will be picked up next Monday from here, and then I don't have a car for 3 weeks. Is that true? Where are we then? Next Monday is the 21st. Am I right? What do we have? No. Yeah, that's true. No. No, that's now. On the 27th. Yeah. 27th of May it will be picked up, and then I don't have a car till June 19th. This is 3.5 weeks. Yeah, 3.5 weeks, and then something amazing has happened. My Patreons and YouTube members know for a while, and I told them it's amazing, and now it's really check. When I was at the Volvo EX30, had a quick dropping charging curve in the ID.7. What's a quick dropping? I don't, do I have that? I didn't have that, right? I think I have a normal one that goes down like this. I don't know what he has. Weird car. But if for him quick is that it goes down, then it's quick. When I was at the Volvo EX30 event in Hamburg, I met someone who knew me that I didn't know. He was a writer for article writer for different magazines, and he wrote a piece about Walter ID.3 and the degradation of the 100 kilowatt at 50% or so. I have it till 64 on my car. Tesla has reduced subscription prices. What is the subscription price for charging? I have no idea. It's possible. It's awesome. Supercharger network rules. And where was I? So, and then we talked a bit, blah blah blah, and then he said, yeah, doing press car from here, press car from there. I just had a Tesla, and I said, yeah, I don't get Tesla press cars. I contacted them a few times, but didn't get any replies. I guess I'm too small. And he said, hey, I have a contact. I send you the contact data of him, but I mentioned an article writer right now. Writer, I'm sorry. But he also said I have to wait a bit because they change people all the time. So someone who's working there after 2 months is gone, and then someone else is taking the place. They always have new people. I'm gonna wait a bit till there really is someone there that's there for a while, and then I send you the contact data. My ID.4 first broke this week. Left front suspension spring mount needs to be replaced. Ooh, my God. For charging a non-Tesla, you can get Tesla prices for a lower monthly subscription. That's awesome. 90,000 kilometers. Ooh, how old is it? Is it not warranty then? First, must be 3 years old, huh? Doesn't sound like warranty. I'm so sorry. Ah, ugh, that sucks big time. I feel for you. And so I asked him 4 weeks ago or so for the, what is the subscription price? Let's see, Tesla. I have the Tesla app on here because the George wants, where are we? Well, it takes a bit. Charge your EV, find a charger. There we have one. Click into it. Hang us back. Plattling? Yeah, that's true. They have new chargers there. In Plattling, it's awesome. Pay less with membership. Let's see. Membership is $9.99 per month here on the app for Germany. In Germany, it's still $9.99. I don't know what it was before. And it's instead of 53 cent or 58 on per kilowatt hour, on when it's more busy, down to 40 and 44, which is really awesome. It's a great price. They have €100 for 12 months. Why doesn't it say it here? Get started. Ah, there it is. You are right. Save with annual subscription, and it makes sense. They get €100 for a whole year. If you use it or not, it's amazing. It's always better to have that. And if in your area is Ionity is a lot of Tesla supercharger, then it's perfect. For me, it doesn't make any sense because the next supercharger, and it's not even the new, it's the old supercharger, is in Hengersberg. That's 60 kilometers from here. Ionity is 25 kilometers from here. And then we have VW and another Ionity in Pilsting. So for me, it doesn't make any sense, but I guess for a lot of people, that makes really good sense. The next, I have no supercharger. Oh, I subscribe to Tesla for my road trips. That's awesome. And it makes sense. They're everywhere and they work. That's awesome. They really work. That's all really great. Where was I? Yeah, Tesla. So he gave me the contact email address for Tesla, for someone who does the press cars. So I emailed that person and he emailed back, hey, of course, what car would you want to have, for where, how long, and what do you want to do with it? And so I said, I would love the new Model Y rear wheel drive to do range tests and everything, charging tests. I would still love a Model 3 long range to test against the Volkswagen ID.7 because I did the test, but it was only a very short time. It would be nice to do that longer. Or a Model S also against ID.7, something like this. And I'm here in Passau, blah, blah, blah. And then I didn't hear anything for 2 weeks. Then someone else wrote me, hey, I got this email forwarded. I'm the one who gives cars. We have a Model 3 available. That's the only one available right now in Munich. And you can have it in June. And I said, June is nice. That fits. I don't have a car. Does it mean I have to pick it up? Question mark. Again, it's not weird. It's not different. Why would the Model Y charge different rear-wheel drive than the long range? Is it a different battery? Is it the same? It is the same battery, just rear-wheel drive. Am I wrong? And he emailed back a week later. I'm sorry, you have to pick up the car yourself. You can have it for a week. And he now changed to the end of June. And then I had to think, how do I do this? Do I drive with the train and bus and everything to Munich, get the car, and then a week later I have to all do it back? Rear-wheel drive is LFP, so it's all, it has to be hot. It will heat up the battery every time, like the standard range. LFP blade battery is quite a flat curve, huh? Yeah, but I'm not getting that, sadly. They don't have the car for me. And then I had to plan, how do I do that? When I drive with Hank, I have to leave Hank there. So either I go with a train and get the car, or 2 people are driving there and 2 people are driving back with 2 cars. And I asked Matthias and he said, yes, he's going to do that. Like 19 minutes, 10 to 80%. That is awesome. That's amazing time. That would be mostly, that's 18 minutes is for Ioniq 5 and Kia EV6. That would mean mostly over 200 kilowatt. Are you sure? That would be a extremely high average of 190 kilowatt or so. I mean, it's a 75 kilowatt hour battery. 10 to 80% is 70% of this, so 0.7. That's 52 kilowatt hours in 19 minutes. Divided by 19 times 60, that's an average of 166 kilowatt from 10 to 80%. That is pretty amazing. That would be really, really cool. And yes, so Matthias said he's gonna drive with me and Hank. Mine is 20 minutes to 80%. No way is a Model 3 doing the same. Model Y, not Model 3, the new Model Y with the LFP. And don't you have a bigger battery in the e-tron? I thought you have a bigger battery. I think in the Model Y, Model 3, it's a 75 and you have 80. Am I wrong? 86 or so? But 800 volt and 200, what is it, 270 almost kilowatt, that's the stuff. Yes, so Matthias is going with me On the 19th, which is the Wednesday, we'll go to Munich, pick up the Model 3. Then from Munich, we're gonna do a little driving test with each other. Rear wheel drive is 60 kilowatt hours. That's it. 60 kilowatt hours. So we can do that again. 60 kilowatt hours. I thought it's the same battery, but rear wheel drive. Is it now? I thought that's the amazing thing about it. That it's has less consumption, but still the same battery. Boo! Where are we? Why is this in English? We need Germany. Germany. There we go. And what do we have? There are two versions. There's the maximum range rear wheel drive, and there's the small rear wheel drive. So you get 600 kilometers double LTP, or you can't see, 600 kilometers double LTP in the rear wheel drive with the big battery, and 455 in the small one. Small battery. That's it. There we have it. That makes more sense then. That's good. So that's 48. There is standard and long range. Yeah, we just looked at it. So yes, so we're gonna go to Munich with Hank. Then we're gonna do a drive home, but a longer, and do I want to do a drive that we have to charge in between, and come back to Passau. And I want to charge in between so we can see who can also charge faster. And I want the Model 3 also to charge at a supercharger. I get free supercharging with this Model 3 press car. And I get app access. That's awesome. Yes, and then I want to see the consumption, the time, which one is faster at the end, stuff like this. And there will be a great video. And then during the week, I will do my normal range test with the Model 3. I've never done a range test with the Model 3 ever, only with the Model Y, 110, 130, no long distance trip, because that's done then with Hank. And then I want Cindy to drive, hopefully. She should take Hank to Wank Mountain, ha ha ha. And what she thinks, she liked the Model Y. What does she think of the Model 3? Does the auto park in Hank works okay? I have used it in the beginning when it came. Then I wanted to film it, and it also worked fine. But me personally, I never need it. I never use it. I used memory parking once. It's way too slow for me. I just do it myself. And if anything changes, we share a parking spot with someone else on the side. So if this car is there or not, then the memory parking doesn't work, or does work when the car is there or not. So it's a nice feature, but I don't need it. I want to make a video about it. I tried in March, I think. I tried to film it, but I made a few mistakes with filming it, where the footage was unusable, and also the memory parking didn't work on that day. The car was very dirty. I don't know if it was that or something else. No idea. No idea. And by the way, this is also something important to show you, that numbers are not everything. So this is the range at 80% of the ID.4 GTX. It's 293 kilometers. Doesn't sound like a lot. And when I go to Hank, which is at 79% right now, it's 437 kilometers, which is okay. But I drove the ID.4 today, 130 kilometers an hour range test, and on the way home I drove, made fun of ID.4 Auto Park. That's okay. I drove the ID.4 home, then top speed 180 on the highway, and then a bit sporty, high acceleration and slowing down and everything on the country road, just to test if the GTX in sport mode is a bit different. Film it on the Tesla. You will get So you mean that the Tesla can do the auto park? I want to do a lot of Hank videos in the next 3 weeks where I don't have a car. I also want to finally do the ID.3 accessory giveaway. I have a lot of accessories outside here waiting to be given away, what stuff that was in Walter and stuff that I never used but I have here and I don't need it anymore, and there are people out there, and I want to make a video about that and then do the whole giveaway. And of course Patreons and channels members are being preferred for that. They will get higher chances. That's how it should be because they're awesome. Yes, so this is the first thing that's coming, a Tesla Model 3 press car. I'm so excited. Of course I couldn't say no if I get I hope that this will then continue and I get further cars at some point. It's annoying that I have to pick it up, but with the Model 3, I have to do a comparison with Hank. It just has to be, especially in the summer, where then preheating of the battery is not important and heat pump or no heat pump is not important. That is just awesome. If they ever give me a Model S, I would love to do that as well, but with a Model Y, I would not just pick it up. I would just leave Hank there or something. But I'm excited that I got the first car, and then of course after that I will send them the video and hopefully get another one. Yeah, this is weird, by the way, with a lot of manufacturers, when they give me cars, they don't care. The in-house shows 237 kilometers, 56%. That's awesome. But again, it's all about how you drove before. It went a few days ago when I drove to work and Cindy drove to work, the ID.4 GTX showed the same range as the ID.7. It's just we both drove slowly, and then I don't know. It's all about how you drive. That's the thing. And then when you do a range test, it doesn't apply the change in range that fast as you would want it. I'm a bit disappointed with Hank as well. At 50%, it doesn't show what you drove for the last hour. That's a bit sad. Yes, when on today's video Chris gets himself silly in the Tesla Model S Plaid. It doesn't have to be a Plaid, I don't care, and it's always fun. I would love to drive Model S against Hank because they're similar, comfortable, similar features, just bigger battery on the Model S, but higher consumption and way more power. So and costs way more, but I think it's a good and charging I think is very similar. It would be a great thing to test those two cars. It would be amazing. Yes, after that on June 25th I will get the Volvo EX30 for 4 weeks. First the twin motor and then the single motor. A lot of video with this coming. Yeah, tomorrow Olivia's this is her anniversary. That's true. And then yeah, that is exciting. After the Volvo EX30 single, I get an ID.7 press car, and you say, what the hell? That's totally stupid. And it's true. And I told them that the only reason I want the ID.7 is if the car will come with 20-inch wheels, because I want to test the difference between the 19-inch wheel ID.7 and a 20-inch wheel ID.7. I want to drive them together and see if there's any difference in range, in consumption. If people are outside, oh, what tires do I? And I think you can then see that for the ID.3 as well. For the ID.4 maybe not, because you can have 19, 20 and 21. But for an ID.3, if it's 19 or 20, or an ID.7 if it's 19 or 20, you can then have a bit of a thing. Is it with the big battery? No, it's not. It's a normal, the big battery has not been released and not been even shown. Same with the Tourer, same with the GTX, and same with the ID.Buzz with the big battery. When the driving reviews come, then we'll see. Yeah, so this, I'm excited about that, to have two ID.7s then here. After the ID.7, there's right now nothing for the whole August, and then in the end of September I will get the Kia EV9 all-wheel drive. And that's it for this year so far. I hope I have, like I said, an office day very soon, and then I will write out again all manufacturers and ask everyone. I want to ask for the Skoda Tavascan. I know that Chris Reaver was invited to drive the car in Spain soon, and I wouldn't want to go there because I know how those events are, and I also know if you're invited and drive it there, you don't get the car very early to test. And I was so happy when I got the new Skoda Enyaq 85 very early to test and against other cars. What do you have in the middle of July? Because you're coming, eh? In the middle of July, the whole July, I have first till the 23rd, I have the Volvo EX30, and then I have two ID.7s. Someone commented it is a massive difference in VLTP highway test, like nearly 2 kilowatt hours or more. With Bridgestone Potenza 20. I have no idea what tires it will have that will come. I just know it's 20-inch, and I know it's from the factory, so I'm pretty sure it's the one that you can order. Apparently, they were testing the Tavascan in Born V-Sit. Yeah, but I can understand that. Yeah. Cooper doesn't invite me to that, and again, it would be in Spain. I know how those events are. You go there, can barely drive a few hours. You have to share the car with someone else. EX30 range test at Innsbruck. I'm sure I already have done a lot of range tests with both cars at that time. But of course, we'll see if we can meet there. And don't worry. Maybe I can come there and pick up some donuts for home. Yeah, I know those tests, and if they would be in Germany and it's not a long way to go there, I can accept it. But if it's in Spain, that means 2 days I'm on the road, and I get one video which is very early. But then I also know, like it was with the Kia EV9, I don't get the car right away when I come back as a press car, and this is just way more that you can test and show if I get a press car very early afterwards. That's why I will ask for the Tavascan. Maybe very early I can get it, the same as with the Enyaq in, when did I get it? In February or something? Very, very early. I was very happy. It was perfect. So I don't need a press event if I get the press car very early and have it for 2 weeks or even 1 week and not just 4 hours. It's amazing. And I would love that with the Tavascan as well. I want to do that, and I asked Ford for the new, was it Explorer? Am I right? And they said they don't have a press car yet. They only have a few cars that are for the high press people, but not the normal press car. But they will contact me and put me on a list, and I will write other stuff. I want the Ioniq 6 again. That would be awesome for a week, and do it in the summer against Hank. Yeah, this is totally different. With Walter, I drove a lot of kilometers in the first 3 months, and then I barely drove it because there was barely any car I could drive it against. I would love to drive an ID.3 against EX30 or test it or get it. I will ask around people that have an ID.3 in the area if they want to do a test. I would love to do that. But there are a lot of cars I want to test against Hank, and so I drive a lot of tests. Model Y, Model 3, Ioniq 6, ID.4, ID.3. We did a lot of stuff. Did you already saw Kia EV9? I saw the press and everything. You can test the e-tron in July. I don't think you will give me the car for a week. If, then you give it to me for a few minutes, and it's right-hand drive, so thank you very much. But it's a bit short. Explorer with less consumption, ID.7. Ooh, how is this possible with an SUV having less consumption than the ID.7? We'll see about that. You hopefully get the ID.3 GTX soon too. Now they will take a while. The same as the Tourer. I asked for the Tourer, and they gave me an approximate time that I can talk about, and it's a long time. and I guess that the ID.3 GTX and stuff like this is then later. The same as the new ID.3 Pro S with the new hardware, so also like ID.4 right now. No EV5. What do you mean? No EV5. Mini EV9. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean, but it looks like, I know the EV5 looks like the EV9, EV3 looks like the EV6, just smaller. So, yes, steering is on the right side. Boo! It's just hard to test. It's fine. We'll see. And like I said, I want to ask Audi for the Q6 and all of this stuff. There's so much to do this year. There will be a lot of stuff. Tourer, ID.7 GTX, a lot of stuff. And then I have to ask, like I said, I need an office day. I didn't have time. Last week I had to work 5 days. For me, that's a lot when I'm still filming. But now 2 weeks off, there's a lot of filming. And then next week, Cindy has off too. She's working this week. Next week, she's off. Chris, when you test ID.3 GTX, please all the data in car scan. I'm interested the updated battery. Well, what you get from it, you get voltage, you get what the batteries gives you as your highest capacity, which is just a number, not the real thing. Sad that there are so few IDC sized EVs on the market. You have the Cupra Born, Renault Megane, Volvo EX30, the same size but SUV iX1 from BMW. What else do we have? The e-Golf, but that's gone. Would it be worth trying to hold off the Smart #3 from the local dealer as a bit of a gap fill for YouTube content? Trying to get hold of the Smart. Smart is Mercedes, and if I get it from a dealer, I get it maybe for a day, for a few hours, but not a long time. Capacity, max discharge current. What do you do with the max discharge current? Do you think that it's different? MG4, yeah, MG4 I had for a week in November. I asked them right away. Corsa E, there you go. We get all the numbers that are close. Mini E, what's the so yeah. Yeah, totally right. Will you get the Renault 5? No, Renault doesn't like me. I asked for the Scenic and they put me on the list. And the Renault 5 is not even driving. We'll see. Polestar 4 should be tested. Yeah, Renault Scenic I would like to test. They put me on the list if they get a press car, but they don't have anything. I will also contact Polestar for the Polestar 3 because that's first. Polestar 4 is for special people and customers. First it will be Polestar 3 to drive and then Polestar 4 to look at, and then it just goes on like that. Polestar doesn't have a lot of events like this, but I will contact them. BYD has some ID.3s I think too. Exact, the Dolphin is that size. Yeah, BYD is weird with their press cars, really weird. They just want big people to drive their car. They don't want to make advertising on other channels. That's what I always see. I always don't get it if when companies say I don't give you a car because this and that. I think they don't do their research. And I'm not saying I'm something special. I'm just saying there are different people who watch different things. So the R23, isn't this more of an SUV? I think you mean the Dolphin. That's very close to the ID.3. But there are people who watch here is the car, I show you everything. Then people who drive special and exciting. Then people who do range tests like me and Björn and Chris Reaver. And then the tests during the day and all of this. Everyone's different. A few are more technical. Some are more about the interior quality and stuff like this. Polestar should be first. I have already seen one in traffic. No, I think Polestar 3 is first to be on the road before 4, because the Polestar 3 you can order for a while. Polestar 4 just started to be ordered. So as a press car, I think 3 will be first. But I could be wrong. Yep. I think that's it for me today, because I want to edit the ID.4 video now. see how far I can get, if I can finish it today, and if not, then gonna finish it tomorrow. And I still have to think what I do with my range test, if I drive it tomorrow or on Thursday. I still don't know yet. I have to think about it. And it's about the weather. Tomorrow is a holiday, no trucks. That would be awesome for a range test. But if it rains, I cannot do the filming of the car, so drone and everything, all my review. But yeah, I don't know. Stupid weather, huh? Van I like already. Who's Van? Can I like already? Yes, you can like. We didn't do the like game. That's true. But it's only 60 people here. The like won't go up very far. But let's still do it all together. You know, full delivery poster for in August to customers. See, August. So that means the press events are in August, September, and then I get a car to drive, I don't know, December or something. Okay, Chris, you can leave. Just let Finnegan enter the stage. Yeah, we have to talk. Finnegan is not here anymore. We found a new home for Finnegan. He wasn't happy here anymore. He was happy at my parents, but he's not happy here. We had many cats before, and sadly, those cats are no longer with us. And then he was alone, and he was very sad here. And when we were at work, and he was even more alone. That you know, the 10 minute, not to 10 minutes. I don't know what that means. And he was just not happy, and so we looked for a new home, and we found one, and he's there now for 5 weeks, and it seems like he's very happy. He has 3 other cats with him and a little dog, and a woman who's there most of the time, older woman. His car allergy. He didn't like driving, that's true, but he didn't like it here at home. That was the main thing. He was just alone, lonely, and not happy. Cat allergy. Yes, I have allergies, and I'm allergic to the dogs as well, but that wasn't a problem. I don't care. I get used to it. I take my allergy pills and all is fine, but he was just not happy. That's the thing, and he's happy now. We get pictures and videos all the time, and he's just way more happy. He's very relaxed there, very happy. He's never alone. Either there are 3 other cats with him, or 2 other cats, or she's home. It's awesome. That's good for him. Okay, let's do the like game very fast. I'm gonna count down. Polestar 3 delivery October to November, so Polestar 4 4th. That's weird. Does Finnegan have a weekly car show at the new location? Sorry, no. Let's count down the like. I'm gonna count down from 3 to 0, then we all press the like at the same button. I will do it as well. I'm gonna go on YouTube now and like it as well. Where are we? Love buttons, hate buttons? What is this? Where are we? Where is my... Let's Talk EV. There it is. On live as well. Let's count down. 3, 2, 1, and like. I press like too. I liked. Go to a different channel. Like as well. There it is. Like. I did 2 likes. How many did you do? Let's close all of this. Ugh. Spam. 31. So nobody liked. It's okay. I did most of the likes. It's okay. We only have 50 likes here. It's all fine. Oh, 44. Ooh. Can we get to 54? Like people that we have here. That would be nice. But it's okay. Like I said, I'm gonna go now. We did a nice hour. And I will try to edit the range test with the ID.4 GTX, which was a lot of fun today. iPred. I don't know what pred is. It sounds like hybrid. Okay, you all take care. I see you soon. I think next weekend. I press dislike to cancel one if you likes. That's okay. It should be. I should be here next weekend as well, since I have 2 weeks off. Again, Thank you very much for being here. You all take care. Wait for the lag. See you soon. Bye.